Hello everyone, welcome again. And today we will understand what is a Maven and why it is used in Java project these days, and in our minor or major projects also we are using Maven projects. So to understand those projects, the complete development of those minor and major project, first thing we need to understand the Maven. So why we are creating the Maven applications and what is the importance of Maven. So in this session I will cover end-to-end use. Also, at the end of the session, I will cover the practical things like how can we create a Maven project, what are the inside the pom.xml. So, and how can we add or remove a dependency? What is the use of like a pom.xml over there? And so, we will cover all the theoretical and practical part. First, we need to understand what is a Maven and why we use the Maven. So Maven is a project management tool, or we can say it's automation tool, or also we call it as a build tool. Now, what it means, the project management, it means it's going to manage our application somewhere. Okay, so what kind of things it's going to manage? So it manages the application versions, like it creates jars. Like whenever we build this application, it creates a jar or war file that will be helpful or that is used to deploy the application over the server, over the live server or local server. It manages the dependencies, and also if we are using any kind of testing like selenium testing, automation testing, or unit testing, it helps us to create the documentation or reporting part. These are the technical terms. We will cover these things in a while. First, let's understand what is a build tool. The Maven is a build tool. So, but what is exactly a build tool? So, build tool helps to build a Java project. In order to build an application, it performs the following operations like generating source code, compile the source code, create a final jars to deploy the application, install or manage the dependency on a local and repository server. It means if you have a basic understanding of a Java programming, whenever you write a source code and you run that source code, a simple program, hello world program, let's take an example of hello world program, that program needs to be compiled first, then it will be run and generate the outputs. So similarly, in every application, in a Java application, we have to generate the source code, we have to compile that code, and after that it will generate a jar file or war file that will be finally deployed over the server and give us an output. Okay. Also, in Maven, we have a facility to manage our dependencies. What are the dependencies? Dependencies means the jar file, the external jar file that we are using into our project. Let's suppose we are using MySQL database, so we need a MySQL connector or jar. So we can manage this kind of like servlet jars, local jars, these jars files in our application. We will see this example in a practical manner also, so it will be easy to clearly understanding for you. Now, what is a page object model or pom.xml? So when you create any Maven application, you will see one file in the root directory of the project, which is called pom.xml. So this is the main file that contain all the information about the project. Okay, so what kind of information will be there? So why we are calling is a page object model, and because this is based on the page object models, also it is in the format of a XML, so it contain the information in the form of nodes. If I give you an example, let me run my Eclipse and check if I found any pom.xml file over there in my existing project. I will give you demonstration how the things is working over there and what the information that is contained into the pom.xml over there. Okay. Meanwhile, the Eclipse is going to start. Let's understand use or need of the Maven. So the first need is a project configuration. We will understand these things like it manages the version of the application, it manages the project names, it manages the plugins, the target JDK version, test documentation. Okay, after that, the dependency management, the most important use of the Maven is a dependency management. So It's going to manage a dependency. Okay, it's started now. Let me open this dummy project, and here we have a file called pom.xml, and here if you see, you will see all the architecture of the file that is going to help us to manage the application. So this is a XML file and contained information into a notes, or you can say the text. So this is a project tag. It's closed here. So this is the root tag of the file, and it contains all the subtags inside this project tags. We will understand uses of each and every tag in a while. Okay, so dependency management. I'm coming again back to dependency management. So what is a dependency management? It means, like, if we are using any kind of dependency or jar file, like let's suppose I'm using an application that required a connection, MySQL connection, where we are going to use the servlets, where we are using to loggers or JUnit. So to make the support of these technology, I need to add a jar file. So before Maven, there was a process like we can directly download those jar files from the internet, and we can import into our library folder, and we can use these technologies, the classes of these technologies, methods of these technologies in our application. But let's suppose I have downloaded those files into my external, somewhere in my system, in my machine. Let's suppose I keep that file over the desktop. Now I have passed that complete source code at your machine, and on the desktop location, that file is not available at your machine. In that case, it will not find the correct location of those jars. So the important thing, I have to put the file over there, and exact location. Also, the folder name and architecture should be same. Then only it can read those jar files. But to overcome this problem, Maven come into the picture, and Maven says, just add a dependency into my pom.xml file. I will automatically download those required jars from the internet. Okay, so how Maven solved this dependency management things? Like if you see this pom.xml file here, here we have a dependency stake, and it's closed here. Under this dependency stake, we have a two dependency. The first is JUnit and the second is servlet. Now, from where we will find this dependency? To find this dependency, just go to the Google or internet and search for the servlet dependency for the Maven. So you will see the first URL, mavenrepository.com. This is the official site of Maven, and here you will see all the versions of the servlet or any kind of jars that you are looking for, and here you will find the dependency code. So just copy this code and paste this code here under the dependency state. So automatically from this site, from this mavenrepository.com, Maven will download the required library, and it will add under the library section under the Maven. So let's suppose currently we have this. So let me remove it and let me show you the real-time example. So I have removed it and I just save my file. Automatically project building is started here by the Maven, and Maven removed it. Okay. Now if I'm going to use any class or any method of servlet, it will give me an error. The application will give me an error. So Maven says just copy my required dependencies and put it here under the dependency tag, save the file again. Automatically it will build the application and add the jars, so you can use all the required classes or methods from the servlet. So this is the process to call the manage, dependency management. What we are managing here, we are managing the SAR files. Okay. Similarly, we can use or add any kind of dependency into our pom.xml. Okay. Other thing, I will share this documentation with you also into the description box, so you can go and check out all the things. So next thing, where I will find the dependencies. So similarly, you can go to the Maven repository, you can search for your required dependency, and you can grab it from there. After that, we will learn how to create a Maven project in Eclipse. Now we have understand the importance and what is a Maven. Now let's try to create a Maven project. So this is my workspace of Eclipse. To create a new Maven project from the scratch in Eclipse, just go to the files, go to new, and you will find an option here to create a Maven project. But in case if you didn't find it there, go to others, select a search here for the Maven. You will find the Maven project here. Click on next, click on next again, and here you have to select the project type. So if you are using a ZAR application or a desktop application, you can go for the quick start, and if you are going to create a web application, you can select this Maven archetype web. So we are working on the web application, so just select the web app, click on next, and here you have to put some important information. So group ID. So what should be a group ID? Group ID is, you can say, what is a group ID here? Group ID is a unique name of the organization, of the company, organization or the company who is going to build this application. Artifact ID can be your project name or package name. So I'm going to use it as a demo, code one demo. Okay, application. And the versions, define the versions of the application, and this is your package structure that comes from the group id dot artifact id, and the that's it. And now click on the finish. When you click on the finish, Maven will start the building the application, and it will take some time. So just observe the process and check what command I'm going to push over there. So it's going to creating application for me. So it's processing here, and if you can see here, the same group id and artifact id versions we have mentioned over there. Now it's just asking for me the confirmation, so I just press y and enter it, and now you can see the message build success. It means the project is created. Now if I go here, you can see the, not this one, this one. So this project is created for me, but there are some errors. Let's understand what are those errors and how can we solve them. So it's created one file index.jsp. Under this file, we have a error like the servlet class is not fine. So this is a .jsp file. It means somewhere it's looking for the servlet. So if I check the pom.xml also, we will see here, we will not find any dependency for the servlet. So the JSP file is going to access the servlet, but the dependency is not available there. That's why it's facing error. So what I have to do now, I have to add a dependency over there. So I'm going to go to the Google again. I'm going to the maven.repository file, going to copy this dependency, the servlet dependency, and just paste the same code here. And I just press the Control S to save this file, and the build is started now. It's added a dependency over there for the servlet. It means the error should have gone, but if you notice the error is still there. So what you need to do, just right click on the application and update the, go to the Maven, update the project, click to the force update, click on OK. You will see the Maven is updated, the error is gone, but still there are some error. There is an error into our pom.xml. So it's showing the error regarding to the version. So cannot access the default field properties. It means it's not able to add these properties. To in order to solve this problem, this problem is coming at my machine. It's not necessary or compulsory. It will come at your machine as well. There might be a capability to solve this error at your machine. So what I need to do, I need to add some plugins that support this Maven configuration. So where you will find this data, just go to code one or search here for the Java web project configuration. Okay, even if you go to the Google and search here for Java web project configuration, you will find a URL at the very top, and under there, under this article, just search for the verify required plugins into pom.xml. Just copy this code and add this code here under your build tag. I just edit here, I just save it, and if you see, the error is gone now. What we have added, we have just added the required versions about the plugins or the Mavens. Okay, So the error is gone and the project is created. Now we are ready to go, and this is a dummy project, so we can directly run it over our Tomcat server if I have. So I'm just going to show you how can we run it. Select a server. So I have a server as a Tomcat 8.5. Click on finish. It will start a Tomcat server, and application will be launched on my default browser and showing me hello world. That's it. So we have created a Maven project. Now let's understand what are these things, what are these takes under this Maven pom.xml. So hope you have the you have all the things clear, like how can we create a Maven project and what is the use of Maven and why we are using the Maven here. Now we'll understand what's the inside the pom.xml, and we have already seen how can we add and remove dependency from the pom.xml. We'll see one more time with another one. So at the very first, as I said, it's a XML file, so all the things will come under the root node or root text as a project. And after that, we have a model version tag. So it defines the version of define the version of the Maven that we are using in this application. So it's 4.0.0. Group ID, again a unique name of a company. Artifact ID as defines the application name. Packaging over there, what kind of packaging required for this application after compilation or after run. It can be a zar file, it can be var file. So what is the difference between zar and var? If you are working on a web application, it means you have to create a var file. If you are working a desktop application in Java, it will create a zar file. Versions, this defines the version of the application. So it's 0.0.1 because we have just started the application. This is the complete name or description of your application. Here is the URL. So this is the Maven URL, Maven org, from where the it will download all the required things or manage the resources about the Maven. So this is the official site of the Maven. And the important thing here is the dependency. Like these all are the auto-generated text. So we don't need to make any changes over there. But under the dependency tag, we have to make the changes as per the required dependency. So currently, all the dependency will come under this dependency state. That is going to start here and closing here. And under this dependency tag, we have one dependency tag here and one dependency here. So there are two dependency, one is a JUnit and one is a servlet, and you can also see it there. So if I remove them, let's suppose I'm going to remove them and save it, so automatically it will remove all the Maven dependencies. And now if you notice, even I have removed that, it's not showing me any error because but it's required servlet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh the server, or we have integrated the JRE and the Apache, so it's supporting the servlet from there as well. So I just undo my changes and I save it, and automatically you will see Maven added the dependency. Okay. These are the important tags. After that, we have a build tag, so it defines the project architecture and the required plugins that we are using in this application, so we can add them here. Okay, and now like these plugins will be used while the application will build. So when you run the application or when you make any changes into the pom.xml, it automatically build the application. In case if you want to manually build it, just go to the project section, go to the build automatically. You can check, you can see this it's checked here. So if I remove this build automatically, you will see the option is enabled here for the build project, so I can manually click on the build application. It will build the application for me. Okay, now let's see how can we um, hope these things are clear to you, what's inside the application pom.xml file. Now we'll see how can we remove or add a dependency. So we already seen it many times, but let's take an example and search for the MySQL dependency Maven. So let's suppose I want to add a Maven dependency for the MySQL. So I just search it for on the Google and go to the official site of Maven repository. I can see the different versions here. And if you didn't find the different versions, go one step back, MySQL connector, and you will see all the versions here. And from here, you have to check or find the most stable version. Like there are some errors and vulnerability into this version, so just select the latest version here. This is the most stable right now these days. So just copy it, go to your pom.xml and edit before enter your dependency state. I just save the file and okay, I'm going to just save the file. But if you see, I didn't find any changes over there in my application, so I'm going to save it. Oh, it's already saved. So I'm just retrying this and edit this. Okay, still I didn't find any changes. So now what I need to do, you might face this kind of issue while you're working in the application. So just go right click on here and go to the Maven and again update the project. Okay, when you update the application, you will find the build is start. Okay, this is happening because we have removed the build automatically option. So now if I checked it, it's automatically build the application for me. It's added the one dependency MySQL connector dot Java with the required version. Now if I need to remove this dependency, just select it, cut it, save the file again, automatically it will build. It will automatically build only if you check this option, automatically build. So how these are the basic things that required to understand the Maven, and these are the users of the Maven only. So these are the very important part of to understand any application. So I will recommend it you to before understanding any minor or major project in Java, you have to understand the Maven first, importance of the Maven, why we are using Maven, how Maven is managing our application, and all these things. Also, when you build up the application, it will generate a jar or var file that will be used to deploy the application. Also, there is an option into Eclipse to export directly var files. So I go here and select location, any location, and okay, I'm going to edit here under the var, save it, so it will generate a var file for me automatically, so I can deploy that var later on. So in upcoming videos we will understand the complete end-to-end development of the application. So we are going to cover some important topics like Maven, MVC, and like project build, some around the application topics that will help you to understand the topic, and after that we will cover the end-to-end explanation or end-to-end development of the application. So so keep tuning if you want to learn the end-to-end development, understand how the project is developed under the industry. So you I will recommend you to subscribe the channel, so you will get the continued notification about the upcoming videos. Thank you.